I don't even know what the heck I'm looking at. He has the Sacramento Kings open here. You have the longest monitor I have ever seen in my life. That's not me adding that text. He's got source trader Nick. Wait a minute. All right, everybody, welcome to the very first episode of the A1 Trading Audience Trading Competition, where we have 8 members of the A1 Trading community represented from all over the world, competing with $10,000 demo accounts for our panel of judges to determine who is the best trader in the A1 Trading community. Now, just a quick refresher, we have 8 members from the A1 Trading community on $10,000 demo accounts, and we have access to all of their demo accounts. They're trading on TradingView, paper trading, so we can log in and take a look at everything that they've been doing, every order placed, every stop loss, every take profit, every win, every loss, the total account balance. We can see it all. And we are going to have our panel of judges featuring myself, Nick, and Frank. We are going to review each account one by one. We're going to look at everything they traded. We're going to look at their entries, their exits. Did they get out too soon? Did they get out too late? Yes, we will be taking into the overall account balance into account as well when it comes to determining the winner. But account balance is not everything. We want to focus on smart trading decisions with this trading competition. That is why we have our panel of judges to ultimately determine who put on the best trading experience. But as you guys probably know already, throughout this entire competition, our competitors are going to be making update videos that they are going to then submit to me so that we can review them together and figure out just kind of their thoughts on the entire thing, what they're trading, what they're staying away from, why they got in where they did, what they're hoping the markets do. That is what we're going to get into right now. We're going to be reviewing some of these trading update videos that have already been submitted. So let's go ahead and jump right into the very first one. Okay, so first up on the board, we have Adam, who is a trader from the UK, and this is his first video submission. So let's see what Adam has in store for us here.
Okay, guys, so I'm going to walk you through my very first trade.
All right, so the very first thing that I noticed before he gets into any sort of analysis is that he has the Sacramento Kings open here. I'm not sure if he's a Kings fan or not. Seems like maybe he is. Maybe he was watching some Sacramento Kings Summer League. You have Kevin Herter now, and he was very near and dear to my heart. So please take good care of Kevin. He's a good boy, and I miss him dearly. I have a lot to say about the NBA.
I was very interested in the EU pair for a time frame. As you can see, I drew up my fib placements
so
here.
Euro USD on the 4-hour time frame.
I took the trade. Usually I write my notes on the right-hand side.
Okay, and look at that. So he actually has notes written out in the bottom right hand of the screen right here. So that's actually really cool. That's a really smart thing to do. Even if you come back to it, a few days later or even a week later. I mean, there's so much to keep up with when it comes to trading. So many different factors can come into play, whether it be news or world events or just trends and market structure. Like, there's so much stuff to pay attention to, and that's just for one chart, let alone all of the different assets that you can trade. So I think taking notes like that is actually a really, really smart thing to do. So I like seeing that from Adam there.
And at the time, I did see that
very
DXY
cool.
reacted.
Did you know our market scanning software, the EDGEFINDER, just got even better? Check out our newest asset, Bitcoin. That's right, Bitcoin was our most requested feature update, and we're so excited to announce Bitcoin is finally here with plans to add even more crypto in the future. We've also updated our most popular feature, the Smart Money Tracker, adding even more data than before. The EDGEFINDER not only automatically scores 8 different metrics for each asset to give it an overall buy, sell, or neutral score, but it also keeps track of bank and analyst positioning, stores historical fundamental data, shows how assets are trending throughout the day, and so much more. Right now, our YouTube viewers can get the EDGEFINDER at a discounted price when they use promo code A1YT. You can check out the Edge Finder with the link down in the description below. And again, get it for the special discounted price when you use promo code A1YT at checkout.
From my fibs on the 4-hour. So I was expecting euro to drop at that time. So I did take the trade here. As you can see, this red arrow right here. Price respected the trend line, respected my fibs. So I did expect price to go down, as I said earlier. Of course, I did see a break below the moving average 20. However, I did notice a change again with the DXY. And because I had my, I believe it's a daily or weekly support, looks more like a daily here. So because I didn't time this trade really well, I took my profits and I left that particular trade, which is a good.
So he's saying that he took profit on Euro USD, and I'm looking at his chart and I'm a little bit confused. Maybe that there's something I'm missing or I don't understand. I'm just not quite familiar with yet. But with my experience trading on TradingView, one of these red arrows pointing down right here means that this is the candle that you sold on. So he mentioned the trend line here, following the trend. He expected price to go down, and it did a little bit after this candle here. This looks like he sold Euro USD, but when you look at the candle that he closed on, I mean, this candle is clearly higher than this one. I don't know exactly where he entered on this candle and exactly where he closed on this one, but even these wicks, I mean, maybe there's something that I'm missing, but
thing as price did reverse, broken through my fibs, and now seems to be moving to the upside. It's broken my trend line here, so it's a pair that I'm still interested in for the next week.
I mean, here as well, he moved it from the 4-hour to the 1-hour. And you can see price definitely came down in the next candle here. I mean, price came way down. And not way down, but price certainly came down. But I just don't see how you could possibly sell here and close here for profit. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me.
I'll keep a closer eye on the
he says
DXY
that he did
as well. I'll also go through the trade I did lose, which will be the US Canadian.
So he
was expecting more of a rejection of that 4-hour support I had. Let's make my screen a bit bigger here.
Okay, so he says that he lost on this trade, and I can see, so this blue up arrow would mean that he took a buy here on USD CAD, which would follow in trend. Price has been moving higher, and closed on the very next candle. What time frame? We're looking at the 4-hour time frame again. So bought here, closed within the next couple of hours. Price, and that was definitely a good close by him, because look at how far price has dropped since then.
I was expecting price to respect this 4-hour support. However, with the dollar being a dollar, didn't time that trade well either. Look and see. So yeah, on this candle right here, I should have really waited for this to be more of an engulfing candlestick to the upside. However, again, I believe I didn't pay good enough attention to the US.
So I like what he did here. I mean, I think this looks really smart. And let me preface this also by saying that I have no doubt in my mind that every single person competing in this trading competition is a much better trader than I am. So please, if I am critiquing your trading, please know that you probably know better than I do. So do not take anything that I say too seriously. I'm just giving my perspective on what I'm seeing at a very basic top-down kind of view. But no, I like what he did here. He definitely got out of it before it got worse. So still a smart trade, in my opinion.
Broken through that support, broken through my fibs as well, and has moved to the downside. So that was a loss for me. And I also lost on NZD as well as JPP, JPY. Um, I am, however, quite interested to see how gold will be reacting
So I
with
notice he
the
doesn't have any notes
US dollar in
on
mind.
USD CAD, but he does have
Um,
notes on gold.
I did have this parallel channel as I marked up here. So pretty much for the entire week, gold has
Gold on the
been
1 hour time
really
frame here.
going through, consolidation or ranging. So drew up this channel, kind of waiting for price to have broken this channel, which it has, but it's Friday, and at the time, you don't really want to take a trade that time of day. So the next week, I'm looking to see how price reacts from this channel, and I will be adjusting my trend lines and keeping a closer eye on the lower time frames for this particular pair. Usually I look at the 30 and 1 hour for executions. So yeah, based on how price reacts to that, I will be interested in the trade. Let me just quickly look at the DXY while I'm on this. It's my very first time recording myself trading, so it's a
So
bit
let me read his little note right here. He says DXY continues to drop. Will be willing to take a 1% buy trade now that the price is above moving 20 till my resistance level and take profit there.
nerve-wracking, but I think
That's
I'm doing okay.
his little note that we
Sorry,
can see on
get this out
gold
of the
here.
way. Make my screen a bit bigger. So yeah, I did drew up another Fibonacci from the low point here to the high point here. It did break through the 50 to 61.8 fib, but it's reacted okay-ish on the 78.6. We'll definitely be keeping a close eye on that if I'm interested in any gold trading next week or any other US dollar pairs. So that's it for me. Not been the best week of trading. The market has been
That's
very
okay.
edgy all week last week. So I took my one win and three losses, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 3 or 4 losses, so which happens in trading. So yeah, the count is a bit down from where I started, but hopefully next week I learn from my lessons. Thanks for everything.
All right, very nice, Adam. That was a very nice update video that you gave us. All right, so up next we have Eric. I'll include a picture of him here because he does not have his webcam listed in this video. Perhaps in one of his upcoming videos, we'll be able to get to see him in it as well. But this is Eric. He is from New Jersey. And Eric, you have the longest monitor I have ever seen in my life. I mean, this thing looks like it's 3 feet. This thing looks like if you had the S&P on the 1 hour time frame, you would be able to see back like 10 years. That's how long this. I don't know what this long monitor purpose serves, but I hope that you enjoy your long monitor. So, all right, let's see what Eric had to say in his first update video. We are looking at the Aussie dollar on the 1 hour time frame.
Hello there everyone, it's Eric here, and I want to show you guys my first and only trade that I've taken so far. And as you can see, it was a 0.5% loss in the account, worth $50.
So they have, wait a minute, did he just, hold on.
See,
Oh, okay, no, sorry. For some reason, see, he pulled his chart screen down a little bit. For some reason, I thought that he actually was able to pull his monitor down a bit and make his monitor even bigger, which would have been the coolest thing of all time. But so yeah, he said that he had a 0.5% loss there. Yeah, you can see that he had a $47 loss. He's rounding up to 50. 50 would be a 0.5% considering they have $10,000 to start with. So good risk management, not risking too much of your account on any given trade.
A 0.5%
we like to see that as well.
Loss in the account, worth $50. But let's go over the thought process behind this trade. So I had identified this level of supply, and I was simply waiting for price to come back into this area, which it did end up doing. So I took my shorts, my sells right around this area, and I wanted to put my stop loss right above these highs. And I was targeting the point 63 300 area, right around these lows. And yes, moments after I entered the trade, I got stopped out, and unfortunately, price ended up moving it.
Man, that is really frustrating, Eric. You know, I hate that for you because exactly what you thought was going to happen is exactly what happened. You know, you thought price was going to hopefully come back up to this level. It did. You went to sell looking for price to come back down to here. You put your stop at the very top of this candle right here. And I bet that you just barely got stopped out for that loss right before price went way down in your favor. So that kind of stinks to see. But at the same time, I see your thought process, and you were absolutely right. It's unfortunate that you got stopped out right there where you did, but that was still a pretty good analysis.
Right after, but no big deal. It is what it is. It's part of the game. And yes,
Positive
I look
attitude
forward
too.
to showing
Love
you
to see
guys
that as
my
well.
next trades. And thank you.
Okay, so yeah, kind of a quick one from Eric there, but that was his first trade, shorting Aussie dollar, and it did not go in his favor, but man, he was really close to a big win, I bet you, on that one. Because yeah, so I mean, he took a trade off this candle and got stopped out on this candle for about $50. So if price had come down into here, that could have been like $250, $300 profit. That would have been a very nice little. That would have been a very nice trade for him. Let's move on to our next one. All right, let's take a look at what Usi has to say. Usi is from South Africa. Let's see here.
Hey guys, this is Usi speaking. I don't know what I'm doing with my hand. this is Usi speaking, and this is my first video update. I'm recording this.
Usi made a little comment about he didn't know what he was doing with his hand, and I feel the exact same way sometimes. Like when I talk, I usually do speak with my hands to some degree. I don't think I do it a lot. I'm kind of emphasizing the hand movements right now. But I noticed that when I record videos and I'm talking directly to the camera, I do a lot of this. I do a lot of like, are you paying attention to what I'm saying type of movement. I don't know. I gesture to the camera a lot, which is funny that just kind of like naturally comes out when you're recording stuff. You know, so I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny.
On Thursday, on Thursday the 5th of October. It's currently 2 p.m. South African Standard Time, which I think in Eastern Time it's around 8 p.m. I mean, it's around 8 a.m. And
8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Sounds about right.
So I have my first trade on. Everything is okay. All is good. We are currently in loss. So I kind of have a story behind this gold trade. I'm not happy with how this trade is going, honestly speaking. But you know what? Let me just show you the charts. We can talk about it, and let's just see how all this is happening. But otherwise, my first trade has been all good, and yeah, I just didn't want to risk much on this trade. I didn't want to, go, on a high risk and all that. Anyways, my way of trading is very conservative, so I don't really risk
nothing
much
wrong with that
in any case. So let's just hop onto the charts, and I'll show you the trade and just the whole thought process behind taking it. Okay, so these are the charts. This is my PC, and
so we are looking at, he's got a CFD on gold. He's looking at the daily time frame, and he has a stop loss at about $300, and a take profit at 644. Currently down about $75. Want to stay up to date with all the latest trading information? In the description below, you'll find the link to join our free Discord. The Discord gives you instant access to lots of helpful material like free trading courses, chart analysis, updates about what's happening in the A1 community, as well as discount codes for our other products and services. The best part, all of this and more is 100% free. So go down in the description below this video and check it out for yourself. If you're interested in upgrading to the full VIP Discord featuring our team of expert traders signals, you can use the live chat link in the description to get connected with one of our team members in seconds. So don't wait, go check out the free Discord today.
As you can see here, this is gold and I'm currently on this trade. So the account right now is floating around $80 in loss, and the time is, as I said, 2 p.m. South African Standard Time. So basically what is happening right now is, so this is the daily chart, right? What I saw is gold has been on a steep downtrend. Like gold has just been like dropping like crazy, and what I've noticed is gold still has a momentum to drop even further. In fact, I do think that gold is currently on a downtrend, and I'm not usually a count.
Yeah, we can see this zone that he's marked up right here with this kind of like purple highlighter rectangle right here. Price spent a few days around this range right here. So that looks like it could be a good, a important level. And so now that gold has entered into this rectangle, likely what could happen if it follows in this trend is coming down to test this area where it did before, and then potentially rejecting off of it, going back up, or potentially breaking through with a really strong chance to then drop even lower. Or it could just kind of hover around that zone, just kind of bouncing up and forth for a few days. But I definitely see what he's saying here in this analysis.
Trend trader, but then I wanted to take part in this specific trade, and I'll let you know why. So firstly, as we had spoken, this is the current support that gold is sitting on, and if you go to the lower time frames, you'll see how the support has been respected. But I haven't been liking how gold has been moving ever since I took this trade. So currently gold is sitting on this, and by the way, just so you know, this is the only support structure that gold is on in like a very long time. I'm pretty sure the support is going to be respected for those reasons and for those reasons only. By the way, just so you know, it's like literally 6 minutes before the unemployment claims news.
That's right. So yeah,
I hope
if he was recording this on Friday,
but
if he was, oh gosh, what happened to gold on Friday? He said that he was recording this on Friday he's making reference to the NFP news that broke on Friday, which was actually a really big news report. We had way more jobs come in than expected, yet unemployment still dropped, or rose, a little bit. So yeah, I don't know if he.
I don't trade news, so that's not the reason why
gold dropped off NFP.
Basically, with what I just
said,
if
he held this through NFP, this could have been really good for him, actually.
Gold has been respecting this like a lot.
So he's moved from the daily chart to the 4-hour chart now.
It's been bouncing on the same point for.
Oh, he bought gold. Oh, he bought gold. Ooh. NFP was not good for you then. Oh man, I hope he actually recorded the spike.
I think
it's
been
really
about
cool if he recorded
3 days
this,
now.
not cool
Is just
in the sense
point.
That I'm pretty sure he lost a lot of money.
I'm
Demo
not
account money,
close.
not real money.
I let it hit
but
my stop loss or take profit.
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let it hit my margin calls, like not margin call, my
He has 4 minutes until
what I'm trying to
NFP.
say, either my stop loss or my take profit.
He's only recording this video for another
this point
minute
right
and a
here
half,
is where
so
I'll be
he may
taking
have stopped it
partials
right
and where
before
I'll be
NFP.
placing my trade on break even. So if it reaches this point right here, I'll take about 50% of the trade, and then I'll place my stop loss on break
Whoever's
even.
whistling in the back is
Then
doing a good job.
I'm expecting
He's
to
that's not me
hit
adding that
take
text, that
profit,
part in the background
hopefully.
noise. That's
So I'm
him, which is
expecting this
kind of
trade to move up, hit this. Let me go back to the daily chart a bit.
Oh, he's fast forwarded. Did he
So,
fast forward up to
as
NFP?
I said, I'm expecting it to move up to this point right here, which is the nearest rejection area.
Let's
You
see
know,
it.
I'm
Did
not
he
one
show
to
us
use field levels,
NFP?
but if we would,
That's
would
one
bring
thing I will
us
say.
to,
Paying attention to news events,
if, for example,
very smart.
we take it
Fundamental
on the-
analysis is so important. I think that more traders need to use
on
fundamental
these highs
analysis
right here, and
because
we bring them down
those
to
news
these
events
lows,
cause
the
ridiculous
current lows.
moves and spikes in the market that
we
if
can
you didn't
see
know
that
was happening, if you weren't
this
up to
point
date
that I'm speaking
on
about
current,
is
news events and news trends and world events and things like that,
retracement area.
that has
So,
huge impacts on the market. Therefore, huge impacts on your
that.
trading,
But
whether
otherwise,
you
as soon
realize
as
it or not.
the price reaches this point,
So
I think I'll be looking
very,
to take
very
a sell
important to keep up with
and
fundamentals,
just
in my
ride
opinion.
this downtrend even further down,
Which Uzi is
and
doing.
all those kinds of stuff.
Oh, so he cut it off. He cut it off just seconds before NFP, I think. Which, again, spoiler alert, did not go well for gold and indices, if I'm remembering correctly. All right, next up we have Michael, and Michael is trading from the Philippines. Let's see what update he has for us.
What's up, A1 Trading Show fans? This is MJ, and I'm about to give my first update and the trade that I took and the trade that I'm really watching out for. So watch out. Okay, so this
Nice
is the
little
first
transition.
trade that I took today. This is from EUR/USD, and I lost. It hit my stop loss. Let me explain to you guys why I took this trade. Right now, I'm on the 5-minute time frame. I was looking to scalp for just about 20 pips or even less. And my first market bias obviously is going to come from the EDGEFINDER Pro. Let me just drag that in here.
EDGEFINDER.
As you can
Very
see,
nice.
Euro dollar is very bearish. So I was looking for the right entry, and I looked at this daily support. At the time, that was a daily resistance. So I was looking at this, and the price broke on the 5-minute time frame, and it showed weakness as let me move this over. So right here on this area, I showed a rejection candle. There you go. So right here, I saw a rejection candle, which is this, which gave me a go signal to trigger a sell market order on this currency pair. As I said, I'm very happy about this trade. I did lose, and it's a 1% risk only. So if you'd see, I took a hit of $56.40 because, like I said, I took only a 1% hit. I was gunning for a risk to reward of 1 second. I was looking for a risk to reward of 1.45. So I was trying to be conservative at a certain degree. This long engulfing candle is something that I like as it moved the price forward. But like I said, a trade is a trade, a loss is a loss until you over leverage. So I'm not going to do that. So let me show you the second trade that I'm watching out for, which is pound dollar. So if I go to the 4-hour chart,
So that's actually really interesting that he started by trying to scalp essentially Euro USD on the 5-minute chart. And then he's looking at pound dollar on the 4-hour chart. So it seems like he trades both very short time frames, but then he also does do some longer style trades when he's taking a look at 4-hour charts. So that's interesting to see him trading on multiple time frames like that. I have never had any success at all scalping. When we did our own office trading competition, I was trying to make up some ground because we were losing, because Julie was making very big, very smart trades. So I made very dumb trades by trying to scalp and make a bunch of money back real quick because I was feeling a little bit panicked, and it made things a lot worse for me. We did end up winning that competition, but it's cool to see him trading on multiple time frames like that. That definitely takes some skill to be able to be good at shorter and higher time frame trading.
And I drew a fib from the highest point over to the lowest point.
So he is not
and I marked this zone out. And I
pound
like
dollar
this
yet,
zone.
but this is what he's
And
watching.
this area that I placed a alarm on, or a trigger point, is what I'm really eyeing for. And the reason why is, like, from the beginning, I showed you that the EDGEFINDER is showing very bearish on pound dollar. And I know that right now that the dollar index is also tanking it. So if I draw a fib on the dollar index, I also show this point, interesting zone, which is just kind of between 0.5 and 0.618. I'm already showing signs of rejection on that area, but if I look at pound dollar, I'm already quite close on that area that I am interested in, which is just right about 30 pips before it gets there. So I wanted to go ahead and leave you guys with that update, and I will tune in once again for this trade if I did take it or not. Thank you. I'll see you on my next update.
Cool. Very nice. All right. Good update from Michael there. So far, nothing too crazy happening in the competition, and definitely a lot of smart trading and analysis. So I'm really liking what I see from everybody right now. So funny enough, as I have been recording this video for the past half hour or so, Eric has sent us another update. So we can follow up Eric's video now with this one, and somehow Eric, who had the world's longest monitor, is now on a different monitor. Or maybe what I said earlier about him being able to stretch out his monitor, maybe that was true, and he has the first monitor made out of rubber. But let's see what update Eric has for us here.
Hello there, everyone. It's Eric here, and today I want to go over my second trade that I've taken in this challenge. And as you guys can see here in the screen, it was a $180 loss, a little bit less than 2%. But anyway, let's go over my thought process.
Okay, so it doesn't seem like the audio is working on this video, although we can kind of see what he was going for. So if I go back, he was trying to go long on euro dollar here, entered on this candle after a nice little move on the last 4 hours from these three candle closes. Price was certainly going up. Price started to come back down. Potentially could have maybe retested around this level here. You can see a lot of candles closing around this range right here. That unfortunately was not the case. Price moved down and actually has started to come back up to right around where he entered. So, I don't blame him for closing out his trade there. $180 loss on this candle is a little bit significant, but could have been a lot worse had it gone down to here and then potentially even lower. That's, part of the things about the market is you cannot predict what charts will do. You can do your absolute very best, and sometimes you do get it right, but you just can't say for certain. You can never say for certain. So he closed his trade, which is probably the smart thing to do, because if I saw price continue to go lower and lower and lower and lower, like it had all the way down to here, I would have been pretty scared for myself if I'm being honest. So not a bad trade there. 2 losses in a row, but that's okay. I can definitely see the thought process behind it. All right, it's a brand new day and we have a lot of videos to go through. So let's go ahead and jump right in with Matt from Missouri.
Hey everybody, my name is Matt. I forgot to give a video introduction on this analysis I'm about to give here. So this is my introduction. I hope everyone has fun, trades well, learns something, and good luck to everybody. But here's my analysis of what I'm going to be looking at going into the competition. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a forecast here on what trades I'm going to be looking at for the start of the competition. Sorry for the quality here. I'm going to get the next video on screen recording. I'm just downloading an update for one of the programs. What we're looking at here, we got an Asian high.
I made it very, I wanted to make it easy on the people in the competition. I did not expect high quality videos from people who have probably never done this before. And I gotta say, the fact that a lot of these guys are including webcams in their face and screen recording and microphones and things like that, I've actually been very impressed with the quality of videos that we've been getting for the trading competition. So Matt, do not worry, this is just fine.
We got an Asian low.
And
that's
I
usually
have
what my first
at
bias is going to be off of in the morning or midnight open. If midnight open blows
really
through
good
these
overall
and then respects the high
everybody.
and starts looking like it wants to go up, I'm basically going to target cycle 5 for a little bit of a scalp overnight. I don't have to be awake for that.
So another thing that I'm noticing too here, he also is taking notes over here on the right side, and he's also taking note of the Asian market opening and closing. It seems he has the low from the Asian market here and the high from the Asian market when that market is open for trading.
I'll put that pending in before I go to sleep and see if it executes. Same thing if midnight open takes place and it blows through this low here and respects it and I'm still awake, I'll put a trade in. If not, and it looks like it might be something I can trade off of, I might put a pending order in there for targeting this low here. But essentially, if I don't take any trades or put any pending orders through, nothing gets executed overnight, I am not taking any trades until I see this high ran, this low ran, and some respect towards it. Which I mean on that, I want to see this blown and then respected if we're going to be going lower, or if it's not going to be going lower, I want to see it blown and then displaced back in here, and then see it not basically be able to
potentially break
through
that low or that
this
high,
way, targeting that direction,
a couple times
or this
to
high.
make sure that it's
but very well
really
could
gonna
just stay
like he
very
said,
dollar
respect
strong
that
and
range,
completely blow through these. And if so, I'm going to be taking advantage of that. If you kind of look at my strategy and why I'm taking this trade, man, I wish this wasn't so blurry. I'll fix this. Almost every Asian session gets ran by these cycles and then it reacts, and so I'm basically, you see here, Asian high, Asian low, comes up, wipes the Asian high, and then continues about its day. If we look at this last Asian high, Asian low, Asian low, Asian high, comes up, takes its high, goes about its day. So if we're going to stay bearish, I want that trend to continue, and I want these Asian highs to be ran before I go into any short sells. This was actually the 8:30 open to the cycle 2 high, so I feel pretty confident about if this gets respected, staying bearish on it. But that's what I'm looking at. Hopefully we'll see some green in the charts for everybody. I don't really care who wins. I just want to have some fun with this. So I'll check in tomorrow.
Matt seems like a very nice guy. All right, so that was Matt's first video. He actually has a couple, so we're going to keep going with Matt's videos here. All right, Matt's
Hello,
next
it's Matt.
video.
Just giving a recap of that analysis I planned out. I should have scalped that Asian high like I planned on, but I was asleep, so I wasn't able to do that. I did have a pending order put in for that cycle 2 high, expecting the dollar to be strong and take out these lows, but it did not. I ended up getting stopped out on a small trade, about like $120 loss, and then I caught about $60 of it back here on that top right there. But I'm out of the market due to some red news. I feel like that's the safest opportunity. Even though I was in profit, I don't feel like news is
So he said something interesting there. He mentioned news, so he is taking the fundamentals into account, and he said that he's not taking any trades due to, what do you say, red market or red folder news? He said something about red news, which I think he's referring to Forex Factory. Maybe I'm wrong, but we do the same thing. When Forex Factory, which is a very, very useful site for pretty much every news event that could possibly impact the markets, they put folders for the most important events that are going to be the most market moving, and they make those red, nice bright red, so they're very obvious.
Take me to clear all these levels that I have printed out. So I'm gonna analyze after news and see what happens. All right, end of the work day, end of the trading day.
Analyzing after the news, I like that.
I'm mildly happy with today. I just wanted to get my feet wet, get the first day out of the way, and it's on the wrong side of the market. As you can see, I took a pending order that I talked about in my analysis before this. Got stopped out with that big wick there. I was still confident with the trade, so I went ahead and entered again and caught some of that loss back. And then I went ahead and did the same thing over here, but I was able to mitigate risk and go break even on that trade, so I didn't lose anything. But I still liked that position and saw divergence on the RSI here. So I hopped in to catch a little bit of that loss back as well and grabbed as much as I could out before 4:30 or 3:30 for me. But I wanted to get out of the market before this spread jumps, and I could potentially get stopped out just because of that. I have my stops right up here, and so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take the profits. I'm on the wrong side of the market today, so might as well recoup and grab a fresh day tomorrow after this Asian session runs its range. But this is what I got. I think is for, sorry, I got close to the camera there. I'm looking at $32
So he's
loss
down.
account for today.
He's down a
but
little
I'll
bit
look at that.
on his $10,000 there, but no problem. Lots of time to be made up. We're gonna go through a few more of Matt's videos here.
Hey, this is Matt. Little update on the trades I took this morning. Ignore my sleeping child in the background. He's still struggling to get up for school. I played around with this range. I got stopped out of that trade that I had an update on this morning. But I went ahead and hopped back in due to news. I was pretty confident that the unemployment rate was going to come out pretty good, or less than what they forecasted, and I was right. And the balance of trade came out pretty good too. So I went ahead and took that trade, got about $60, recapped all my losses. So I'm back to break even on the account. I'm going to go into tomorrow with pretty light risk, and then the next week with some pretty serious risk because it's a competition. So we're going to try to get some profits.
It is
on
a
the board.
competition.
Hope everyone's doing good.
Okay, so quick little one there.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Matt. Early morning today. It's about 5 a.m., but that range I was playing with yesterday that I just couldn't get out of, I was able to catch it again up here at the top. I noticed that Asian range was about 256 points, which compared to like the last 10 Asian ranges, that's like over 120 points higher than what it usually runs. So I assumed we're going to probably pull back down into the range of that. And so I went ahead and got into a position early before I went to bed. I'm up now. I'm going to probably go break even on this and let it ride throughout the day and take off that take profit and just see what we can do with a little bit of a trailing stop. So I feel like that's probably my best opportunity, because if I just sit here and stare at this trade all day and manage it, I'm going to end up taking profits early. So I'm going to let it take itself out of the market, but this is what we're at. It's Matt. I just wanted to give an update on the only trade I was able to take on Friday. Technically it was Friday because I entered about midnight, and then I exited about 8:20, about 10 minutes before news, because I did not want to trade news, and I'm glad I didn't, because the dollar came out bullish, which would have made me be a bear on EU, and it still took a pretty good leg up. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe the EDGEFINDER might be able to kind of dissect what's going on there, and kind of maybe there's a fundamental reason. But if you look back on the levels that I marked for my cycles that I usually trade from back on Thursday, they were able to get ran finally. And if I would have been paying attention Friday and not scared to trade news, I could have just put the news to the back burner and just trade my bias off of these levels. But I didn't. I was playing it safe. I'm going to kind of wait till the last week of the competition to really up my risk and get kind of, I guess, ambitious with my trading. But this is the only thing I was able to take, and I'll update when I take some more trades.
Okay. Okay, so those were Matt's updates there. I see. My gosh, look at this. So he had a buy right here that closed. I believe he's looking at a 5-minute 5-minute time frame right there. So he closed it 2 candles before NFP on Friday, which sent the euro straight down. Man, that could have been that could have been pretty bad for him. Moving right along here, we have Josh from the UK, and he has a few video updates for us. So let's see what Josh has to say.
Everyone, today when I'm filming this video, it is Friday the 6th of October, so the A1 trading competition has started. Today is a pretty big day. It's NFP day, which is something that we all have to watch out for and be careful
absolutely.
with. But I will explain about my trades I've taken more in my next video. I just thought I'd give you a quick introduction to myself. So I'm Josh Peacock, I'm from the UK, and I'm 19 years old, which I believe makes me the youngest participant in this competition.
That is not something that I even considered or even realized, but that is true. I do think that he is, 19 years old. So one thing that I should say for all of our participants is it takes a lot of courage to put yourself on the line like this and present something that can be kind of personal with your trading, because for the most part, when it comes to your own personal trading account, that's your money. That is your real money that you're putting out on the line. And when it comes to the trading account, it may not be your money, but it is your strategy and your trading. And these guys are really doing a lot. And it takes a lot to put these videos out there, put your face out there, show off your trading, compete in this competition. So props to everybody that's competing in this competition. It's really cool to see. And shout out to Josh, only 19. Competing in this competition, and I think that he's doing pretty well too. I can look at all of their accounts, and I will say, Josh, you're doing pretty well for yourself.
However, I have been trading since I was 15, or I've been learning about trading since I was 15, and then when I turned 18,
Since he was 15,
I turned it into a full-time career, and here we are now doing this competition. At the end of this day, this competition is just for a bit of fun, and how I'm treating this competition is different from how I usually trade. I like to take more of a longer term approach to the markets. However, we only have 3 weeks for this challenge, so I've had to adapt a bit of a shorter term approach. I was originally
that's also I gotta say is pretty impressive coming from Josh, because he just said that he normally does a more of a longer term kind of approach, more of maybe like an investment style approach where he's holding on to positions for a much longer time, maybe even longer than 3 weeks on any given trade. I don't know, but he has to adapt to this trading competition because if he can't afford to hold on to a trade for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then maybe at the end of that, it's just back to break even, or he's taking a little bit of a loss. He's got to kind of pick up the pace and day trade more realistically, or something similar to that. So, that can be tough, switching up your strategy like that for the competition.
Challenge wanting to trade the usual assets I do just on a lower time frame, but since Wednesday to now, I've realised that was not a smart decision, and I'm instead going to focus on trading a lower time frame on just one pair. However, things did start off good. My account was floating in about 3% profit. However, I did take a loss this morning on NZD JPY, which I'll show you guys shortly. But as I've said, I've changed up the way I'm going to be trading to better suit this challenge, because I want to treat this challenge like a prop firm. So they've set
Fair
rules
enough.
and criteria, and we're not just being judged on profit. It's more about your trading performance.
Yes.
But obviously, profit does play a part of it, and I would
Yes.
like to make as much profit as possible. But
Sure.
I need to stay risk managed and focus on my actual performance rather than just profit. So that's why I decided to change my strategy. But yeah, I'm just excited to get this competition going, and I'll quickly show you my trade on NZD JPY, which I lost 2% on. However, we are going to come back from this. But yeah, I'll give you guys a quick update. So here we are. I was looking for sales from this area resistance. However, we didn't quite.
His
get
charts
there.
look just like, if you watch our live streams and you're familiar with Marco, who comes on Thursdays. Marco's a really cool guy, really, really smart guy as well. And his charts are reminding me exactly of like Marco's charts right now.
The move that I wanted. So I decided to exit out with about a 2.5% loss, which as it means I've started the competition in a loss. However, I'm not going to let it affect my emotions. I'm going to come back from this. Again, like I've said already, it's NFP day today. I do have a few trades open, which I'll probably hold throughout NFP, which some people might call silly, others might say it's smart, but it's still a plan, and the setup
It's
is
still
there.
it.
So I
You
will
can't
hold
argue
throughout
with that
the event. If I
logic.
get
It is
stopped
still
out, I get stopped out.
a plan.
If it goes my way, it goes my way. That's great.
I would be
but
hesitant to do it, but
I
you know,
personally like to stay
to
in my
each their
trade
own.
while news
It
comes out,
could
because
be big reward. It could
the
be
straight
big
to me is
loss.
still
You
valid,
know,
and if you try to dodge every news
but
event,
hey,
then
he can
you're
trade it
never
if
going
he
to
wants.
be in any trades. So I think it's just better just to deal with them. But I'll give you guys an update either later on today after NFP and after some of my trades have closed, or I'll give you an update on like Wednesday next week. But either way, I'll see you guys later, and yeah, let's get this competition started.
Oh wow, he does not look happy, and I'm wondering if it has something to do with holding those trades through NFP. Let's find out.
So everyone, the last time you heard from me was on NFP day on Friday, and I was telling you all about how I like to stay in my trades throughout news events, because
I'm
I
sorry,
found out
Josh. I don't
that
mean
it
to laugh
works
at you,
better
but
for me. Going into the news event, I had 4 trades in total open. 2 of them were on the same pair. However, 3 of the 4 trades were all like longer term views that I wanted to exit out of, and I was either going to wait till it A, hit my stop loss, or B, gave me enough profit to exit out of, so I could switch to my shorter term trading to make it a little bit more fun for this competition, and so I could manage it better. So whilst things in the day did start off well, I took a trade on Euro Pound, Pound CAD, and I had 2 on Euro Dollar. And well, I will quickly show you guys how these trades went, and I will walk you through them. Actually, I'll tell you now how they went. So I had one trade on Euro Pound that secured a 1.3% profit. Another trade on Pound CAD that secured 1% profit, and another trade on Euro US Dollar which secured 0.7% profit. These were the longer term trades. And then I had...
Wait a minute, I'm confused. He seemed very upset at the beginning of this video, but he just talked about 3 profitable trades. So I'm curious to see where he's going with this.
One other trade on Euro Dollar, which we'll talk about at the end. So I managed to basically get my account back to break even after the 2 losses I'd taken prior. And yeah, I'll quickly show them, and then we'll talk about the Euro Dollar trade.
Okay, so I'm thinking that something not so good happened with that Euro Dollar. But he said that he had 2 open on Euro Dollar, and that he had a 0.7% profit on one of his Euro Dollar trades. So maybe he was hedging, going long and short at the same time. I'm not sure.
This was the setup on Euro Pound. We were at an area of support, and I simply bought from this area, and then I had my stop loss set low, below these lows here. And yeah, on Friday we saw price make a little move to the upside, so I was able to get out with a profit off that. So yeah, that was a nice little trade that we caught, but again I exited it because it wasn't to my trading plan that I switched my trading style, so this trade was no longer valid, so I exited out of it. Anyway, I will now show you my pound CAD trade. So this was my pound CAD trade. We were at an area of resistance, and I sold, looking for a continuation on the longer term time frame. However, like I've already mentioned, I switched up my style to be a little bit more short term, so this trade was no longer valid, so I exited it with a profit, which was quite nice. Now I'll show you my first euro dollar trade on the longer time frame. So this was the first trade we took on the longer time frame. We were at this area of resistance.
So he must not be signed in. I'm assuming that he's not signed into his trading account at the moment. He is on TradingView, viewing the same charts that he was trading, but I don't think that he's actually signed into his demo accounts because we can't see his entries and his outs.
I'd marked out, and we were in a downwards trend, had a downwards trend line touch, and we entered here again, exiting when we were in profit or when the stop loss was hit. And thankfully this one was in profit, so we were able to secure a profit and get the account back to break even.
Okay, so we're at break even, heading into our final update video.
So now the trade, big trade that we took on euro dollar. This again, like I already mentioned, was on a shorter time frame. I took it in the morning because I saw a setting up. I believe it was on an hourly time frame, and we were like approaching a strong area of resistance, and I decided to enter into a sell with stops and take profit. For the lower time frame and for my other positions, I was using like alerts at areas to exit out, so I didn't have a physical stop loss. But yeah, I was using that I found it worked better because I could see if price was like, let's say we quickly wicked up and it came straight back down, I was able to stay in the trade. But I did have like a cut-off area that if we got to a certain point, I was completely done. But yeah, so Friday going into NFP, I was sure, I trusted my strategy, I trusted my plan, and I'll show you the charts quickly and I'll let that do the talking. As mentioned, we were short from somewhere around this area, and then later in the day we saw a huge drop. I was looking for this area down here to be hit as my exit, and well, we smashed it and we were able to exit out with a nice profit before price then made a move to the upside, but we were out before then. Anyway, that does however mean that we were able to catch a huge trade on this pair. So we were risking,
I'm confused, Josh. You seemed so upset in the beginning of that one video. Hold on, wait, what was this all about?
So everyone, the last time you heard from me was on NFP day on Friday, and I was telling you all about how I like to stay in my trades.
Maybe that was relief that he didn't get hit by, this move here. I don't know. I'm a little confused. I'll let him keep talking though.
To catch a huge trade on this pair, so we were risking 2% per trade for this trade, and we were able to gain a profit of 14%, which is massive.
That is massive.
Yeah, it was a great trade to catch, and this is why sticking to your plan, trusting your strategy is the best thing to do, because if you know it works, trust it. And yeah, this isn't me saying, trade NFP and things like that. If it's in your strategy to stay in your trades whilst you've got major news events going on, then do that. That was what's in my strategy, and yeah, it could have moved the other way, But if it did, we had a plan in place.
Well, it did move the other way, but after the news. So, again, I don't recommend trading news. It's in Josh's strategy, and it worked out for him. But you saw how close it was to being very, very not work out for him. Very, very bad for him. It was almost very, very bad, but it wasn't. It's okay.
We trusted the strategy, and yeah, we
trusted the strategy. That's always smart.
As of currently,
always trust the strategy.
We are 14% up on the account. I'm still looking for trades. I haven't just had one lucky trade and then decided not to trade anymore. I'm still trading, and yeah, I'm looking for more trades today. However, nothing's set up yet. But now that we've had this nice big win, I'm going to take a step back. Go back down to probably risking 1% per trade, and try and secure more profit. And because for this competition, profit isn't everything. It's your trading performance, which is something that's been stated multiple times.
Very true.
So
yes.
I
don't
want
stated
this
that
to be seen
lots
as,
of times.
I had one lucky trade. I want to show that this is consistently what I can do, and win the challenge. But that's how Friday went for me. No trades since then. When I take some trades next, I will update you guys on how they went. But yeah, it was a good day, and we're doing good currently. Anyway, see you guys later.
Okay, so pretty good stuff from Josh there. All right, next up we have our second update from Usi. Let's see what Usi has been up to since we last heard from him.
Hey everyone, hope everyone is doing good. I hope everyone is okay.
Everybody's so nice in the competition. That's so great.
That you guys had an amazing Monday, or you are having an amazing Monday. Currently, it's the time of recording this. It is 9:39 p.m. at night. So basically, I'm recording an update video, second update video, and here's the thing. Let me try to explain this in the most sensible way. So I recorded this clip before, and you will see on the next clip what I'm talking about. So there's a clip that I recorded where I was introducing everything, talking about everything, but then it got lost. I don't know how. So now I have to record it again because I'm editing the video and everything, and I have to record it again so that you kind of get the context of where the following clip comes from. So by the time of recording this, it's 9 p.m. South African Standard Time. But then you will see on the second clip, which is exactly the clip that I recorded initially, when I initially took my trades for the day and everything like that. You will see then that at that time it would be around 2 p.m. during the day, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So let's jump right into that right about now. Okay, so this is my the gold trade from last week, as you all know. As you can see right there, it's gold.
So he's up $158 on his trade right now. He's maybe trailed his stops. Maybe that's where he initially had his stop loss at $37 right there, and he has his take profit at $347.
For our chart, and as I said, it is the 9th of October, Monday, 1 p.m. Well, it's 22:02 right now, South African Standard Time. So yeah, this is how everything is looking. My stop loss was right around this area, around 1806, and I had dragged my stop loss to this point. It isn't quite break even, but I'm just leaving the trade some room for movement in case it retests and wants to close this gap, because as you can see, the market had formed a gap here. So if it wants to close that gap or anything like that, then it'll have the chance to do so and even retest this area that it comes from. So that's how the trade is going. So I already took partials. This is what my account is looking like. And
he's up.
Yeah.
That's good.
Today I picked up a S&P trade. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. So I just took this trade not so long ago, like literally a few minutes ago, like probably 5 minutes ago or so. As you can see, it's still just floating around break even at this point. So this is an S&P buy. I bought S&P. And before we talk about the 4-hour chart, let's just jump right into the daily chart for a minute. On the daily chart, we can see,
I like it, looking at different time frames.
If we can just do it like this, we can see that the charts are, on this uptrend. And secondly, it came back. It basically came back down to retest this area of interest, which was a resistance at some point, I think around August, and now is acting as a support. And if we know from Trader Nick and his A1 software, the A1 software had already told us that COT is currently bullish on S&P.
I'm blocking it a little bit. Hold on, let me see if I can move this. He's got source Trader Nick here at the bottom of the screen there. That's funny. Is this from Nick's video? This must be from one of Nick's videos.
And because of that bullish indicator, it also serves as confluence to my trading, because I use a lot of the software, at least from his videos, to then determine some trades that I have to take.
Not a bad strategy.
If you can go back to the 4-hour chart. So the thought process around this trade was, I was expecting the trade last week. I don't know if you guys know this, but last week S&P was around this point, and basically I was expecting it to drop around this so that it can retest this demand zone right here, and from this point onwards it can then shoot up there. So it did exactly as I expected, and it did retest, and I then picked up the trade. So yeah. Okay, so just to give everyone the last update of the day, it's still Monday. It's currently 10 p.m. It's still the 9th of October on a Monday. So as we had then said, that basically as soon as price makes the move that we're expecting, which is basically reaching this point right here, this line right here, we are going to take partials and we are going to drag our stop loss to break even. So we had done exactly that. So basically right now my stop loss is exactly at break even. It's just that you can't see it because you see this is the stop loss. So it's exactly at break even. It's just that it's behind this thing right here. I put my stop loss there.
Hold on. Uzi, that gets to me all the time. Whenever I trail into break even, and then the stop just gets caught behind that thing, and it's like impossible to look at it or move it again after that. I totally know what you mean. And if you use TradingView regularly, you probably have experienced that a few times as well.
This is the same. So it's still the same trade. Our account is now up to, it's now up basically 340 from the $10,000, balance. And we're currently running $417 in profit.
Very nice. That is very nice stuff there, Uzi. Let's see. I think I have time to check out 1 or 2 more videos. So let's see who is up next. All right, so we have not heard from Joseph yet. I have his 2 videos here for us. They're a little bit quick, so we're going to wrap up today taking a look at what Joseph has been up to. So let's see what he has to say.
Hello guys, my name is Joseph. I'm a trader since 2018. I'm originally graduated as a lawyer, so I decided to learn about the financial market back then in 2018, and I really enjoyed it. So I started studying the trading aspect of it, and I truly like it. I find myself on it, and since then I didn't stop. Like I had some hard times, some years that wasn't even a profit at all, but all of that made me have more discipline, a patience to grow my capital and my strategies. So in that term,
That is a great outlook to have. He said that he, went through a whole year where he was not profitable throughout the year, but that only led him to be more disciplined and to refine his strategy. So that is a really, really cool thing to hear. His persistence on not wanting to give up, and the things that he learned through some of his failures. So that's really cool to hear, Joseph.
In this competition that I'm super honored to be part of it, I put a trade in Aussie dollar. I believe it's already here for you guys to see. I'm just make my camera a little bit smaller. Yeah, perfect. So the basic strategy that I use I plan 2 channels. You will see it here in this. If I were here, this blue horizontal line, I trace a channel right here. Then I put another one up because it's a retracement that I believe that is gonna happen for a pullback that I use as a data back in the October of 2022 was the same move. So I placed my trade for a pullback here in this area. My stop loss will be in the lower
He's using
prices
seasonality.
in 62741.
Joseph is using seasonality by looking all the way back in October of 2022 and seeing what the moves were like 1 year ago around the same time. And he says that it's performing a very similar move. So seasonality is another thing that we track in the EDGEFINDER, which I also find to be really, really interesting. We have some really cool seasonality features in the EDGEFINDER. I'm not just saying that. I really do mean that, because seasonality, when you see it line up consistently, certain assets, it just really does do the same thing throughout the month, on average, at least. When I realized what seasonality was and how to use it, and began looking at those trends and seeing which assets and what months follow those trends month to month, I really did think that it was a very, very interesting thing.
I don't want to make this video very long, so I'm trying to reduce my analysis. So just in a long story short, I use my MACD crossing in a 4-hour chart, because this will be probably a week trading waiting session. Also, I use the economic data that we're gonna have, like these ones, the PMI, the ESM. Also waiting for Friday, because we're gonna have the payroll date. And if it comes less than expected, we can see a more strong idea for a pullback in the Aussie dollar. So this is my analysis. I hope it goes right. I put a trade that is a little bit too much in size matter, but we'll see what's gonna happen. Thank you so much.
All right, so one more video from Joseph.
Hello guys, good morning A1 trading team. So for this update this week, our second week of the competition, I would like to put in the screen here my trade in the pound USD. That I didn't follow my strategy, to be honest. Like I try to stop in the break even, because when my trade starts to go positive, I put my trade stop to break even a little, because I don't take the losses. Or at least I try to not take it. So what happened is the market came back enough to get my trade stop. Then I tried again, as you guys can see here when I'm playing it out, and went pretty well. And when it was pretty well there in the top in this area, I put my trade stop to the break even, and suddenly the market came back in the Sunday night. So this is what happened. So I'm not going to do anything with the pound dollar now, because there's no strategy for me. As I can see, I usually look.
So I'm going to go back just a little bit. So depending on when he got in on these candles, maybe I could go back just a little bit more. See, it was a little bit more zoomed in. No. So depending on when he got in on these candles, he said that he didn't stick to his strategy. He seemed a little disappointed. But depending on when he got in on these candles, he may have even still taken a little bit of profit. So like I'm looking at this candle here, depending on where he closed out here, he may have gotten break even or even just like a tiny bit of profit. And then this candle right here is a little bit longer. It kind of stinks that he didn't get out up here before it came back down. But, then again, you never really know with trading which way the market is gonna move. You can do, you can do your research and make your best educated analysis. He took the buy here following with the recent trend, and the recent trend continued for a little while. But yeah, again, depending on where he entered on this candle here, he may have, I know that he said that he put his stop at break even, so I don't think that he lost any money on this trade, which is a good thing. And maybe even potentially got a small profit on this one. So, not sticking to your strategy, not the best thing, but, not losing any money, maybe. Also not the worst thing. So let's see where we're at now.
See, I usually look in the 4-hour, and even though the market is bouncing back, I can't do anything there. So I'm just gonna wait for a confirmation of patterns that I do. As you guys can see, these blue lines that I use is a channel. I trace these channels based on the previous datas, and I put it as the next one. So basically, the market also always follows the same patterns, as you guys can see. So I'm expecting this to do the same thing for that. So this is the pound dollar. Now I have a trade in the Aussie that it will start to work as in my favor soon enough. But I'm using this
Confidence.
as the same support that I'm using in the October 2022. You see this move
Same
here?
thing.
So
Same thing. He's looking at that seasonality
consolidation
again.
that the market has. They refuse the price to go lower. So I put my trade after this support, as you guys can see here, and I'm expecting a pullback. Even that I know that we have the war now happening, the oil prices that probably gonna be a huge difference because of all the
That is another huge thing that goes along with fundamentals. It's not just news events, it's also current events. Nick has talked about this a lot recently because of current events, things happening over on the other side of the world and how that could affect oil supply, which then affects oil prices. You have to stay up to date with what's going on to get the full picture in the markets. It's almost as if if I were to use like a super basic analogy, it would be like taking a puzzle and trying to put the puzzle together without actually looking at what the puzzle's supposed to look like. If that makes sense. With fundamentals, you can kind of get a picture of what's going to happen. Things going on in the Middle East and on the other side of the world could affect oil prices, oil supply, all that stuff. And if you are up to date and you realize what is happening, you can be prepared for it. Whereas if you only ever look at the charts and you don't pay attention to any of that fundamental stuff, you're just putting the pieces of the puzzle together, and then all of a sudden blindly markets tank because of unforeseen stuff, or markets skyrocket because of stuff that you aren't aware of. So I really think that fundamentals are in my opinion, fundamentals are a necessity when it comes to trading.
And everything that is happening
to
there.
each their own.
But yeah, this is my analysis. Also for the Aussie dollar, I'm using the CFTC data.
So, is this what people who don't use the EDGEFINDER have to look through? They have to look through I don't even know what the heck I'm looking at. Thank goodness for the EDGEFINDER to simplify all of this. And again, I don't say that just because, I mean that sincerely. What in the world? I've never actually looked at COT data outside of what the EDGEFINDER says because it updates as COT data gets updated, So you never have to look at something like this. But I'm like, where in the world am I even supposed to be? I mean, he has something highlighted here. I don't know.
It's more money, probably, and has a huge difference in the long, 142 to the short, 45,000. It's a huge difference, and I'm expecting to see if this week this number comes as the same difference for the long term. If that confirms, my week will be good in the Aussie dollar for a pullback in this area. Now I'm just watching the oil because we will likely have a huge jump to the high numbers because of all the conflict that is happening. So this is my analysis for this week, and I hope I can get more trade. I'm just waiting for the oil to see something good there. Also the gold and my Tesla that I like to use too. So that's all for today.
Is he trading Tesla?
Thank you so much for being part of this competition.
Oh, that's funny. Is he trading Tesla? He doesn't have a trade open on Tesla, but it seems like he's looking to trade Tesla, which you're totally allowed to do. We never said what you could or couldn't trade. We considered, making it only forex pairs or only forex indices and commodities, just kind of the standard stuff. But we didn't want to limit anybody who might, trade whatever Tesla. So if he trades Tesla, that'll be a first for sure. All right, it's Thursday. It is the day before this episode is supposed to drop, hopefully. And we have just a few more videos to take a look at before then. So let's jump into our first video from Mark.
What's up, A1 Trading family? Hope y'all are doing well. My name is Mark. I'm 22. And it's been a week since the trading competition has started.
I should say that as well. So the competition officially started last Wednesday. So everybody has had roughly 8 days at this point to be trading. Some people have submitted videos, multiple videos throughout the week anytime they have a major update they want to get through. Other people have chosen to just do kind of like a weekly update. Either is fine. So yeah, but at this point now in the competition, it's been about 8 days since it started.
I kind of wanted to come on here, give you guys a little update, tell you a little bit about my experience, and talk about some of the trades I've been in and what I'm looking to take. So yeah, like I said, it's been a week since the competition has started. Today is Wednesday. I think it's the 11th, October 11th. So competition started exactly 1 week ago on Wednesday. And my experience so far has been pretty good. I have yet to win a trade. I'm on a bit of a losing streak, but I'm learning.
That's okay.
I'm really just excited for, some of the news that's coming out, some more trading opportunities to pop up, and what's more to come in this competition. So yeah, let me show you guys what I've been into this past week. Let's see if you guys can see that.
Wait a minute.
So this first trade is
wait a minute. No. Oh man, I gotta
Euro JPY.
I gotta watch it like this.
Pretty much my bias was I'm a guy who likes to use a lot of fundamentals.
Man, I can't do that. I slept on my neck wrong like 2 days ago, and I've had like a pain in my neck ever since. This is gonna take me out doing this. I'm gonna have to flip that in post. Oh boy, Mark.
within my trading, and I like to enter.
Oh, he was watching, which movie was he watching too back here? He had some sort of Doctor Strange.
Let me show you guys what I've been
I think
into.
he had the second Doctor Strange
this past week.
Multiverse of Madness.
You got
He's got the white hair. I assume that's Multiverse of Madness, but
see that?
I don't know. No Marvel projects have been good in like the last 3 years anyway.
So this first trade is Euro JPY.
Euro JPY.
Pretty much my
Yep,
bias
I could
was
definitely see
I'm a
that.
guy who likes to use a lot of fundamentals within my trading, and I like to enter off of technical setups. The euro has been very bearish. The euro and the pound has been very bearish. And as of last week, I took this trade last week. I thought that the Japanese yen was going to gain a lot of strength. I thought the Bank of Japan was going to intervene in their currency. So because of that, and we also had this big spike to the downside. So my bias, my thinking pretty much was, I seen this large spike to the downside. There was talks about the Bank of Japan intervening in their currency.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that this was going to be a retracement and then pretty much a break and retest. I seen this level. I thought price broke down and it was coming back to test it.
Mm-hmm.
And I also had got this really a triple top. So I entered, and I'll show you guys how the trade played out. But I did not win it though.
Okay, so this is cool. He's kind of like back testing in a way, or at least he's showing us how the trade progressed after he took it. And I agree with everything that he's saying, that I remember that spike to the downside was pretty crazy. Bank of Japan was talking about potentially intervening. A lot of people thought they would. So he's using fundamentals, and he's using them in a very smart way. He's kind of showing us how the trade progressed, which is pretty interesting.
That's how the trade finished. It went.
Yeah, so he was expecting it to come retest this level and then break back down, but it actually broke through that little level that he has marked right there, I suppose.
All the way against me.
Yeah.
Let me show you guys the next trade, which is the euro dollar. Like I said before, I've been very bearish on the euro. Mm-hmm. And in the long-term trend, the euro has just been dropping. This is the euro against the dollar. And if any of you guys follow fundamentals, the dollar has just been super strong lately, super bullish. So I was trying to capitalize on some of that. I seen this, downtrend that's been going on for a while. I seen price make a new lower low, and I seen it coming back up. So I thought it was going to come up to this level. It made a double top right here, and on top of that, I used the Fibonacci. I'll just put it out for you guys. And it was a 50% retracement. So that just added a little extra confirmation for me in this trade. So once I seen that, I thought this was going to be a simple come up, and I thought price was just going to come down at this structure and make come to the lows or even make a new lower low. And I'll show you guys how that played out for me. It did not. It reversed on me, and it continued pushing higher.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get ahead of myself. I want to actually show you guys another trade that I was.
That's unfortunate because his logic is very sound. Euro USD has been incredibly bullish for a long time. The trend clearly shows that. And in that particular scenario, that stretch right there, it just happened to break through that zone before coming back down. And I bet if you were to look at the chart today, in fact, just for fun, what if we looked at the chart today? I bet it would be way down. So it's really just unfortunate, unlucky timing more than anything. When I'm these trades from Mark, Yeah, so if you look at this, I can roughly see what he's looking at. This was the zone, this was the low that he was talking about, and this right here, funny enough, where price is, this is kind of the zone that he was talking about. So price came up to about around here. I think that he had his zone marked about right here. So price came up to here, broke through, continued to trend higher, and look at that, price is already on its way back down, probably past that zone that he initially, if we look right here, you can see that same formation. You had this big drop here with this kind of consolidation here. Price came back up and then shot back down. And yeah, that's what we're looking at right here. We're starting to see a little bit of that downtrend again. So unfortunate timing more than anything.
And which is another euro trade. There was a lot of key economic data for the U.S. that came out last week. I'm sorry for the camera, guys. And so, pretty much my thoughts here was, I thought the dollar was going to pick up a lot of strength, especially after Friday. If those of you don't know, Friday was non-farm payrolls day, and there was some data that came out that was really bullish for the dollar. So I thought the dollar was going to pick up a lot of strength. And on top of that, I seen price at this clear resistance. So I decided to short right there at this level. And this is how it played out. Kind of just consolidated on me and then stopped me out. By the way, guys, I took this euro trade. This was last week on Thursday, and I took this trade yesterday on Wednesday, which is today. So this next trade I'm gonna show you guys is USD CHF. Pretty much the same thoughts behind the euro trade. I was really high, really bullish on the dollar, and I was just kind of looking for an entry, and I seen nice setups on this pair. The dollar is very bullish. The Swiss is bearish, and I seen price come to this support, so I thought it was a really good buy, and I entered at, as you guys can see, I entered on this candle right there, right before the candle closed on the 15-minute chart. And so let me not go too fast. Actually, that spike, that large candle spike that you guys just seen was a result from the non-farm payrolls figure that came out on Friday, which is really bullish. So honestly, I thought the dollar was just going to shoot up.
That's why I don't trade news,
because of how strong.
Because it did initially go in his favor,
way more
but then immediately, almost immediately gave back all those gains and then
so
some
I was under the impression
as
that
a
price was just
result
the dollar was
to
just
that
gonna
initial
continue
move
its bullish
because
momentum,
of
but it did, and then it just completely reversed and
NFP
came back
event.
down and just stopped me out.
I will say it's
takes
very
me
cool
to
that
my
Mark
next
is
trade,
showing
which
us
is
each
USD
trade
CHF again.
and his entry,
So
and then kind
I
of what
still
happened
had
afterwards,
bullish bias because
how it
in
played
my head,
out
I'm
over the
thinking
next. I'm not
there's
sure
so
what.
many economic factors.
Let me get as close as I can to the screen and tilt my. I think he's on a 15-minute time frame. I think he's on a 15-minute time frame.
Pointing to a bullish U.S. dollar, and that previous figure is probably one of the strongest ones. So I'm thinking, when can I get back? Just trying to look for another entry to get in. I'm thinking maybe I got the direction right, but it was just the wrong entry. So I tried USD Swiss again with this trade, and I got in at this level right here on the 15, and this is how it played out for me. Stopped out again, and price just kind of continued to go down. So yeah, I'm kind of laying off the dollar. Today's Wednesday, October 11th. We've gotten producer price PPI news that came out today, which was bullish for the dollar. But I think the big day will be tomorrow, Thursday, October 12th,
CPI.
which is CPI news that comes out. And that's, depending on what that news is, will determine if I even think about getting into another dollar trade. Because I've been getting burnt by the dollar trades that I've entered thus far. But yeah, so let me show you guys. I'm actually in a trade right now that I want to show you guys that I entered not too long ago. So I just entered this GBP AUD trade right here. The pound has been very, very bearish. So this was a pretty simple trade for me. I seen, price come to this resistance right here, and I just took a sell at this level. So now we do have some GDP news coming out at 2 a.m. for the pound. So I'm thinking that since I am in profit on this trade, I'll probably move my stops to break even just in case anything.
Okay. I thought
the news
I thought he was about to
comes out
say
positive
there's news at 2
for
a.m.
the pound and the pound.
I'm gonna watch and see what happens.
But,
I was gonna say, Mark, go to bed.
Aside from that, that was my bias on this trade. So I'm in a decent amount of profit at the moment, and yeah, hopefully this trade works out, because this will actually be my first win. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I have yet to win a trade since the competition has started. And yeah, that is it for you guys. Like I said, I'm watching the dollar really hard. In terms of other things, I'm really bearish on the pound. I'm very bearish on the euro. I'm very bearish on the Swiss. So I'm kind of just looking for setups that are selling the pound, the Swiss, the euro. And I'm also looking to trade the CAD, but I'm just kind of skeptical. I'm trying to see what oil is doing. I know oil has a large influence on the Canadian dollar and its strength or weakness. So yeah, I will keep you guys posted. I'll let you know how this trade works out, and I'll probably make another video tomorrow for CPI. You guys have a great one.
That's one thing, man. Everybody's so nice. Everybody's so nice in the trading competition. Mark, I think that your logic is very, very sound. I see what you're saying. You're looking for, zones to retest, bounce off of, break through. You're using fundamentals properly. You're using some indicators in your trading. Like, everything is there. I think you just got unlucky more than anything, honestly. I think you just got unlucky. But, all right, we're going to finish up with Michael, or MJ. He has 2 more updates for us, and then we're going to call it a week. That'll be week 1 in the books. It's been a lot of fun so far, but let's see what MJ has to say. All right, Michael's second update video for us.
What's up, A1 Trading family? This is MJ and I'm from the Philippines. This week I'm going to show you what my trade ideas are and what am I watching for. So watch out. Alright, so on my watch list is EUR/USD or Euro Dollar. And on the EDGEFINDER, I'm showing that it is giving a very bearish signal. And I'm just looking for the right entry and until I'm seeing this on the chart. Now, if I zoom in or I zoom out to the 4-hour chart, I did mark my levels out, and I did see that it broke this structure.
So we kind of already know, because we just watched Mark do the exact same thing. We kind of already know what happens here. Price broke through all the way up to here and then came back down to this range right here. So if we see him go short on Euro USD, because this is, what day is this? Maybe the 10th? The 9th. Oh, I can see right here. It's the 9th. And Mark's video is from the 11th. So we've already seen this chart and we know which way it's going. And it's not going down. Not at first, at least. It does hit a top up here and then come back down. But not when he's taking this trade, it's not.
So what I'm doing is I'm waiting for a retest on that structure on the
Be patient.
1.05472.
Be patient.
And it is here. And this is a beautiful entry for me if it does plan out. And that's because if I pull up my Fibonacci, and it's right there on the zone, 50% retracement, and this is just right on my entry. Now, if I move to the 15-minute chart, this is what I'm looking at. Right now, I am waiting for either a break on this level here. On the 15-minute chart, if the price breaks on this level, I will wait for a retest and then enter a buy. However, if it doesn't, that's okay. I'm out of the trade. I won't take it anymore. But if the price bounces off this mini support level and reaches up to this zone that I was looking at, then I'm going to hit the sell on this area. Okay, so I'll give you more updates if I do take the trade, but for now, that's all I have for you guys. I'll see you on my next update. All right, guys, a few moments later, I'm able to get my entry. All right, so let me just zoom in just a little bit right here. As you can see, I'm currently in profit. My entry hit here and the price started to bounce back for Euro USD. It's a pretty conservative trade. I'm looking at a $96 risk in this trade, and then my take profit will be here. I'm looking to adjust my take profit, to be honest. Maybe if I could pull it a little bit back down in here. If I look at the 1 hour chart, I have pretty much enough room to perhaps position it here. And then I'm going to manage my trade wherein if the hour candle has passed, and I'm really hoping that it breaks this support area. And if it does, and it retests that area, I'd be really glad.
I'm very
that
curious to
happens.
see if his third update
But in
video
the
comes
meantime,
back to this and we see
going to get
pretty
off
much the
this
same
trade,
thing that
meaning I'm
happened to
not going to
Mark.
look at it for now. I'm going to continue with chores that I got to do at home. But I'm really happy I was able to get into it, because earlier I thought the train has left the station, to be honest, because I made the video when I was in here, and then the price dropped over there, and then I waited for a few hours, and then all of a sudden the price hit my target price. And if I go look at DXY real quick here, because I created a level and kind of broke that level. But I made this very conservatively, so perhaps it didn't really break, but it did bounce off of this support level. So if the dollar becomes a bit more stronger than I thought it should be, and with the hopes that it breaks this level of resistance, then woohoo! That's very nice. That's very nice. But in trading, there's no hopes as long as you follow your rules of trade, and you should be good to go. So this is my trade for now. I'm sharing it to you guys, and I'll give you back the time, and I will look into this trade again and see where it's at. If I will be able to trail my stop loss, then that's great. If I can put it into break even, that's also perfect. But I'll manage the trade intraday, and I'll let you guys know. Thank you. All right, guys. So our final update on our trade on euro dollar. So we took an entry and it did show a little bit of profit at I think about 11 pips that I got here. And then on the 4th hour, if you could see the 4-hour chart, let me take this out a little bit. See this candle right here? That's a pin bar that could have been an awesome push of the sellers to the downside. And then all of a sudden, boom, there you go. There was that big green candle that stopped me out, taking a loss of 1% of my capital. So I just took one trade today. A lot of the setups that I have aren't on the price yet, so I'll try again tomorrow. Thank you. That's all the update I have for now.
So, very similar to what happened to Mark. The Euro USD chart looked very bearish, but ultimately it was not meant to be. All right, we have one more update video from MJ. All right, here we go.
What's up, A1 Trading family? Here's your boy MJ, and I'm here to give my second update for the week and trade I took just yesterday. So take a look. So right now, as you can see, let me just get my face smaller. All right. Okay, so right now you can see that I am on the CAD JPY trade. And right now I have trailed my stops to $33.83. My target here is at least $121. That's more than 1% of what I risked. And let me just explain the reason why I took this trade. So first is definitely on the EDGEFINDER, I'm showing that this has a very bullish signal on the top setups. And then when I went to the charts, going to the 4-hour chart, I saw that it's already on an uptrend. So I went down to the 1-hour chart. And
I like his use of multiple time frames.
I saw this price.
I know a lot of the people in the competition
retracement
are doing that as well.
Right there. Okay.
I think it's
so I saw this price retracing to the level of support that I originally plotted. So I entered in here and the price went a little bit upsy-daisy and it even went to a part where I was losing. But then I was confident because my stops are way down below. Plus there is another support area in this zone. So I'm happy that I took this trade and it didn't go against my direction. And then early this morning during the New York session open, the price went above this area and broke this area of resistance. So I'll give you an update if it does close. What I was planning to do is to trail my stops even further. If I go to the daily chart, let me just pull it up. If I go to the daily chart, I still have a little bit of room. I'm guessing, I'm not guessing, but I'm hoping that I could go up to the top right here in this area. But
that would be nice.
My strategy is to trail stops, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, if I were him, I'm looking at the tops of these candles right here. Looks like it's lined up pretty much with the top of this wick here, that wick there, and that wick there. So I'm definitely seeing a level of interest right around here, and price is starting to come down on this candle a little bit. I would wait and see if you come back down and touch that area. If you retest and then go higher, I would then move my stop to where this level was. If you break through, I would get ready to close the trade. In my opinion, just go ahead and secure as much profit as you can. Maybe not right away, give it a little bit of time. Maybe it'll turn back around. But if it's breaking through that area right there, it might be on its way back down to this area, or there's a lot of action happening around here. That's not to say that it can't come back here, test this, and then move higher, but it's competition, it's day trading.
Worst case scenario is I'm gonna end up with just $33. Right now I'm in profit of about $92 in here. But it's a risk-free it's a risk-free trade, so I'm happy about this.
Yeah.
And that's the only trade that I have for today. And I'll give you guys more of an update on the next video.
Yeah, I'm very curious
All
to
right,
see.
what's up, yo? MJ here to give another
this is a
and my
different
final
chart.
update for the week on the trade that I
same
took
chart.
on CAD JPY. And as you can see, I took the trade over here just to give you guys a quick recap. And whoops. All right,
so exactly what I said could happen happened. This was the zone that we were looking at, right? 1 hour. We were looking at. No. Here? Wait. So let me go back just a little bit because I've kind of lost the zone, the area that I was looking at here. So here. So we had these candles here. This candle was starting to move back down. I was saying that the tops, yeah, okay, so the tops of these candles here, so about 4 candles before his entry, 3 candles before his entry, right here, the tops here lining up with these 2, 3 wicks right here, that if this candle broke through this zone here, I suspect that it would most likely continue moving down and to get ready to close out your trade for maximum profit. If we go back to here, that is exactly what happened. So right here, this is that same zone that I was talking about, right? Right here, there are our 3 wicks. This was our candle that we were nervous about on its way down. And what did it do? It went past this zone right here and went way down. Now it has given a lot of that back. It's coming back up. We have broken through that zone again. So I do expect that on this candle, it would most likely, if it could break through these tops here, this thing is going to keep going. If it gets up to this and just keeps testing this and starts to come back down, who knows? I'm not a professional analyst by any means. So if we keep retesting this area up top here, you're probably just going to have to wait. You're going to have to be patient, wait for a breakout. But yeah, this little line right here, I wish I could draw. I wish that I had access to, draw on this right here. But yeah, this right here, boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Price came down, boom, way down, but has given some of that back. So yeah, I would have been marking up that level as something to watch out for, and if we broke through that, get ready to close out the trade, because you definitely don't want to. I guess his stop loss was about here-ish, that $33 profit. So he wasn't going to lose anything. Like he said, a risk-free trade. That is all true.
So I took the trade over here, and the price wasn't going, was going in my direction after a day. And then I drew a mark on this level right there.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment that this red candle was dropping, my trailing stops was triggered. So I took a profit of about $33 overall.
Okay, so he let it hit his
to me, it was a good trade.
I think his stop loss
I didn't break any of my rules.
Stop loss was a little lower than that line, was it not? Yeah, his stop loss was way down here.
A day, and then I didn't where it was before I took the trailing stops. So that's it for today. I'll give you guys an update on my next trade. Thank you, and I'll see you on my next video.
Okay, well, hey, can't complain with a winning trade. Always like to see it. And again, I totally agree with, all of his analysis that he had here. If he had noticed this zone right here, that would have been interesting, but overall, pretty solid trade. All right, so that's going to do it for week 1 of the trading competition. We got to hear and see from everybody what they've been doing, their analysis and their thoughts on all the trades they've been taking. I hope that you guys are enjoying this as much as we are here in the office. It's so cool to see the A1 trading community getting to come together and take part in a cool competition like this. We're really excited and really appreciative to all of the hard work that our competition contestants are putting in when it comes to this trading competition. We're going to have new videos of this every Friday throughout the month of October. Don't forget, it's a 3-week competition. So this is the end of week 1. Next week is week 2, and the last week of October will be week 3. And then after that, we will have our panel of judges get together and ultimately determine the winner. But yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the competition, and we will see you in the next episode. Don't forget to check out the links in the description if you want our broker recommendation, access to our free Discord, free EDGEFINDER, or want to chat with us on Telegram. Remember, you can watch us live in the markets every morning starting at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and we have lots more free trading tools and content available on our website, a1trading.com. Thanks for watching.